All right. Welcome back.
Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, hello, hello. Hey, y'all. It's your girls. We're back. Whoop,
Yep.
whoop. Back in full effect, back in action. It's September. So
Yeah.
we are 3 months from the new year. Thank you, Jesus. I am just hoping right now, if I'm like totally being transparent, that, this year has been super, super scary. It has also been a very nice come up for a lot of people, I would say, including myself. I've benefited from this year, from COVID, just from having more time to do stuff, making more money, multiple streams, certain things like that. So I don't want to say it's all been trash, but I can't wait to just put this year behind us, if I'm honest. And right now, my only prayer is that all my friends, all my family, and everything in between that I care about make it over to 2021. Like, that's my only goal. Like, this year has not been too crazy for me because personally, I have not, lost much. I haven't lost my job. Thank you, Jesus. I have not lost a relative, friend. Thank you, Jesus. Like, I'm fully aware of my blessings. I feel like I've always been, but this year has really kind of just put things in perspective, I think, for a lot of people. And I really didn't mean to start this out really heavy. I guess I just, you know, I'm thinking like, oh my gosh, like, can we please just inch our way to January? Because I just feel like the more that I talk about it, I don't want to taint it. Because you know how the saying goes, when you say, what else could go wrong? Something goes wrong. So it's like, I'm just so aware of like the good, the bad, and the indifferent. And I just hope we all make it over to 2021. But here we are, September. That's what I got. Like I said, didn't mean to start us out that way, but.
Yeah, I'm excited about September and October, and I had a pretty great year.
Yeah.
Some tragic things have happened in the world, but that's life, and I'm still enjoying the year. I actually wish time would slow down a little bit. It's just too damn fast for me personally. But yeah, I'm enjoying it all. Um, yeah, so we haven't talked in a while. What is popping in the streets right now?
So the most recent, I guess we can build our way up to that, but few events that have happened that have taken place. So shout out to Niecy Nash and her wife. She got married this month sometime, or at least she announced it this month. So she was married prior. I think she has been married twice. And her second marriage was off the strength of Sherry Shepherd, who I'm sure a lot of you all know from The View and other movies, Jamie Foxx, so forth and so forth. And it just took a turn.
I'm
The
sorry.
marriage.
What about Sherry Shepherd? You lost me
She
there.
introduced Niecy Nash and her ex-husband together.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then from that, Niecy
What's funny
Nash
is
was.
I used to get them mixed up all the time.
Did you really? That is so funny.
To this
I can
day.
see that.
To this day.
Well, I can see that because they're kind of like kindred spirits. Like
I didn't
they
know they
kind
were
of like
cool
the same.
though. I had no
Yeah,
idea they were.
they're best friends. And what's interesting is that let me actually back up. I'm not sure if actually. Let me rewind. I'm not sure, or I'm not very clear on how Niecy Nash met her ex-husband, but I know Sherry Shepherd met her husband at Niecy Nash's party, where it was kind of an interesting concept where Niecy Nash threw a party and it was bring your ex to the party, and people date your ex, or there's a whole bunch of singles, I guess was the point of it, but it was you bring an ex as your plus one, and if you're not attached to them, you shouldn't give a shit who they hook up with at the party. And Sherry Shepherd met her ex-husband, everybody's got an ex-husband now. But I say all that to say, Niecy Nash, she had, we know that she created a book, or she had a book that was out, and it was basically like, I don't want to get the book wrong, but it was something to the effect of like, when you argue with your spouse, argue with them naked, like how to save your marriage. You know, if you have an argument, do it while you're naked, right? This saves the marriage. It keeps the spice. Like, you don't lose sight on what's important. You know, she put out this book. I don't know if it went viral or not, whatever, but I just remember her doing all these interviews. And I love Niecy Nash just in general as a personality. Like, I think she's just a good personality. Okay. So to hear that her and her ex-husband got a divorce, I know that she bought him this really nice truck and all these things. They were supposed to be like this great couple, and they got divorced. And I'm thinking to myself, like, damn, arguing naked, and I hate to do that, because when you put out something that's like pro, don't do this, or this is how you do this to not end up here, and then you end up there, it's like, you know, people will remind you, but you put a book out about how to save a marriage and you got a divorce, you know? So I don't want to be that person, but I just had to remind people kind of like where she was and where she is here. But yeah, it popped up, child, that she is now married to a woman and she seems happy, and congratulations. It just was kind of weird. But not weird that she's with a girl. I guess I feel like, you know, just the whole, it was just a shock. It was a shock factor.
Right.
You know?
Did she have a reality show a little bit back with her family, or am I tripping? It was like her whole family on a reality show, I want to say.
You might be right, actually.
Yeah, I feel like her whole family was on some reality show.
Now that you say that, I think that they did have a reality show.
Right. That's like the only time I remember her like being with like her husband and stuff.
And I remember her
like
kids.
Yeah.
They don't have any kids together, but I remember her kids being on there.
They were grown. Yeah, her kids were like.
They were grown. And again, I remember the infamous, I want to say it was an episode, or maybe she was on Wendy Williams or something, and she was like, yeah, I got my man a truck and all these things and whatever. And she just really seemed like she took care of him. And when they got divorced, I just was like, and apparently was over like cheating, or you know how they like to label it, irreconcilable differences. But yeah, honey, she is with a whole woman, honey, now. And so
it looks,
congratulations.
Just from what I saw, just throwing my 2 cents in, she looked like they were in some sort of production or something. I don't know. Her wife is a rapper or singer.
Oh, I saw that.
My friend sent me a post, and when I first saw it, I kind of thought I was like, maybe this is just like a music video or something, because it looked like a music video, because I think they did it to her wife's song, and it was like the wedding and stuff.
I think so. I think that does sound familiar.
And it was, I mean, I don't know if you watched it, but it was very weird chemistry between them. Like, she didn't really want to kiss her.
Oh, I didn't see that. No.
Yeah, watch how they were kissing each other.
I need to watch it. Interesting.
Like, okay, I don't know if this is like publicity. I mean, I don't put nothing past anyone at this point.
Yeah.
But I gotta say, Niecy, tag the doctor, okay? Because your body looks amazing. Her body looks
good. Niecy. Yes, child.
And I'm just gonna throw it out there. I mean, Sherry's probably very happy with her body. I'm sure she is. She looks great as well. But she may want to holler at what's name's doctor, because her body looks good.
Yes, Niecy looks
natural. Natural-ish.
I remember you sent me a picture not too long. It didn't feel like that long ago of Niecy Nash. Mm-hmm. And I was like, this bitch is snatched. Like, but I don't remember her ever just being totally out of shape. But you can tell that, she's been working out, whether it's doctor, working out, whatever she wants to say that it is. You can tell something has been changed other than a waist cincher. You know what I mean?
I'm going to say it's more than working out.
Okay. Yep.
I'm no doctor. Got to put that out there. But from the research I've done, you can't get that waist snatched like that with those proportions like that. Like, even if you are working out, wearing waist trainers, unless you got like some lower ribs removed or something, it's just not happening. But she looks great. She does look toned and shaped, all of that.
She does look really good.
Yeah, those like 60s are really hard to not be able to tell.
Yeah, no, she looks really good. So yeah, shout out to Niecy Nash and her nuptials with her wife. We wish you all the best. Now a story that did come across our table or our timeline.
Our table timeline.
Off the desk. No, the timeline, child, was Pastor John Gray.
Oh God.
And his wife.
I'm so tired of talking about this man. Seriously. Girl, I couldn't even listen to the whole little speech you posted. I could only listen to
but it was only like 30 seconds. That his speech was 30 seconds that I posted. He really released one that was like 3 minutes.
All I could listen to him say Abigail or whoever.
Aventure.
Aventure. I have to apologize, Aventure. I was like, next. Because I said this 2 years ago. What are we doing here, sir? You was blaming your sins on the devil 2 years ago. You still blaming your sins on the devil. I'm done with you. Aventure, you need to be done too. You need to call on the Lord. Okay. And keep it moving. Because this is ridiculous.
Basically, damn it, I got this damn shit stuck on my desk and it has discolored it.
I did have a nail polish remover. So
damn it. This was an expensive damn desk too. My husband gonna kill me. So, all right. So Pastor John Gray, we have discussed him on a podcast or two. Probably just a podcast, because I think the last time we discussed him, I can't remember the timeline, but it wasn't just that long ago where he had gotten caught up in a cheating scandal. And his wife, you know, he did this whole ordeal of apology publicly to his congregation and his wife stood up for him and basically was like, the woman who came forth, she's just the devil testing her husband. And, you know, there was this whole thing. And then he even bought he bought his wife a Lamborghini, and there was controversy around that because people were like, oh, you're using the church's money to buy apology gifts. And, you know, it was just all these different things surrounding that, right? And let me just preface this with, before I knew anything about a John Gray or scandals, I really enjoy his word. So I would consider myself someone who doesn't have to go to church every Sunday to be fed. But if I hear a good sermon, like I love T.D. Jakes, knock on wood, I've never heard not a thing wrong or scandal with T.D. Jakes. And his family has a story. Like his daughter, Sarah Jakes, had a baby at 13. Like they're not immune to real life, right? But I've never heard anything bad about T.D. Jakes, and I also really love how he preaches. I just love the way that he does that. So when I was introduced to Pastor John Gray through, I think, Breakfast Club, or I don't even know, I think LaToya Luckett used him for their wedding and stuff. I was like, oh, let me YouTube some of his speeches, and I just really liked him. He was relatable. And then it just seemed like not that long after, you know, there was just this cloud over him. And I'm thinking like, wait a minute, I just got accustomed to this guy. Like not saying that, oh no, not him, but shit, not him. And yes, him, right? Him. And so now here we are, 2020, and I had seen a video, to be brief. Saw a video of, I guess, the side chick outed him via a FaceTime phone call that they had. She recorded the conversation. She recorded the FaceTime. So you see that it's him talking to somebody. And there's a private jet behind him. And he's like, just come, just don't pack a bag. We'll go shopping when we get there, baby. You know, I want to see that thing, you know.
That's what he said, that thing?
That thing. Yeah, all it just, you know, just very... Old. Girl, he was just very for whoever this girl was. And then
is that what old niggas say? I cannot.
I will not quote that, but I was basically like that. It was basically like, come in your birthday suit if you can. We will go shopping when we get And then
what did he do to piss her off? Why is she fucking up a bag?
she
What's
just
going on?
probably wanted to, again, we don't know people's motives. And that's what I'm saying about men in who they choose to engage with. One thing that I know is if I was caught up one time publicly, I'm not going to get caught up a second time if I choose to do that. If you get caught up a second time, okay, now we're here at the third time with John Gray. I can't speak to the first time, but there was everybody in our comments, and then I saw some other things outside of social media or on social media that were like, no, this is his third time getting caught up. I thought it was his second. So he clearly just doesn't give a fuck, or he's just very sloppy in the way in which he goes about his moves. Because this time there was another FaceTime call that was released, and it was probably the same girl, but this time he had his son or one of his kids in the back seat when he was FaceTiming this girl, this side chick. And he basically was like ragging on his wife, talking about how she doesn't cook and his kids have to eat pizza rolls. He was like, hey, what is your mom? What do you eat? He was like, he's talking to his son or daughter. He was like, what does your mom make you? What are you always eating? And they were like, pizza rolls or whatever it was. It was basically like a meal that you just pop in the microwave. And I was
How old are these kids?
Why would you get your kids involved in this? Like,
Girl, because he ain't shit.
girl, I was like, what the fuck? Come on.
I said long ago that fool wasn't shit. Hopping on jets and shit, but want to preach to a poor congregation. Get the hell out of here. Man, please. Y'all better start using your spiritual eyes with these people. Okay? Everything that glitter is not fucking gold. For real. Seriously. Ooh.
That part.
He's creepy. He gotta go. Like, I better not see him do not damn sermon, prayer, speech, nothing. Live stream, none of it. The whole church need to walk out.
Exactly.
Okay?
Walk away. Walk away.
I can't.
So then we're here now. We see the apology publicly to his wife, and he just goes on and says, I hope we can get back to the days where it's sunny and we can go for walks for ice cream. Honestly, it was fucking embarrassing to listen to. It was really embarrassing. I was embarrassed for his wife because at this point, you don't owe us the public anything. If anything at all. Like, at this point, you need to be in therapy. You need to be
He needs to be a single man out here. Sowing his royal oats. Okay? In the name of whoever his God is. He gotta go. He has to go. I'm tired of hearing his name. I'm tired. I told y'all years ago. This man ain't it. Okay?
You did.
Why is he even
pull up that episode?
Popular? I just don't know why he's so popular. I just don't get it. I don't understand. So after the second time, people were still like, oh, let's still just congregate and listen to Pastor Gray. People were still like, let's listen to him because he's a good guy to listen to. After the second fucking time of him cheating, y'all still stood by this man? It's not even the cheating. It's just the character, fake facade of everything. Okay? Well, don't serve me shit and call it fucking filet mignon. Okay? I can't.
That's true.
I'm over it.
That's true.
With all these fucking fake public figures, not just the pastors and the preachers, not all of them are fake, not saying that, but a lot of these public figures, as we've seen with the Will Smith, the Jadas, the entanglements, all this shit is just not what it's cracked up to be. It's just not.
And I think that we as people, we look to these people as like these superhumans, like where they're just so beyond a mistake or they're so beyond not being perfect. And also, I think that when you are famous, unfortunately, there's people that are, unfortunately, you do have a certain I don't want to say reputation. What's the word I'm looking for? Responsibility, maybe, is the word that I'm looking for. Not necessarily to be perfect or anything like that. But if you know that you have sponsorships, you have people giving ties, you have advertisements, you have these, you have things where people are giving you money based on your reputation, your brand, your whatever it is, you do have a certain something to withhold or to uphold. So again, that doesn't mean that you can't be perfect, but at the same time, why are the same mistakes being outwardly like public? Like, why are the same mistakes being created? Like, if you know you're out here moving grimy, I don't know if you need to sign an NDA. I don't, and again, I'm not saying that Beyonce and Jay-Z are above reproach, because we saw that whole elevator scene. But beyond that, we ain't seen shit. We literally, it's all been he said, she said, Jay-Z got him outside, but it's all, we can't confirm nor deny. So again, I'm saying all this to say, like, we have to back off of people, but then also not only backing off of people, meaning like holding them in this light, like, oh my God, they're so perfect, relationship goals. Oh my God, they're, the people that are in the spotlight, they should be taking things a lot more serious. Because I've heard a time or two where celebrities are like, oh, I don't want it. I don't want that responsibility. That's their responsibility to make sure that it's like, dude, come on. You wouldn't be where you are without our dollars. The people who have a vested interest in you. So either clean your shit up or continue to be messy and have us all be in your business and talk about it, and then you lose out on advertisements or whatever. But like, it's got to be some kind of balance with all this shit, because to be honest with you, I miss the days where it's back in the 90s or the early 2000s where we had to wait until the publicist came out and said some shit and it was in a magazine or on the news, versus fucking social media where people can type a headline. Like, like, we're just in a whole new time era, and I just feel like you would think people would be moving a lot more carefully, I guess, especially if you've been in the spotlight for something crazy definitely 2 times. So, like, right?
Especially
Like,
when you are
definitely
apparently,
2.
especially when you're supposed to be a spiritual leader. You know what I'm saying?
For
Like,
sure. For
that's
sure.
one thing. You
For
can't be up in
sure.
the pulpit preaching this shit every week.
Hope.
Hope and obedience
And
and
leading,
loyalty and
yeah, I agree.
commitments and vows
Agree.
and who ordaining weddings and shit. We don't know what he been doing. All right. But I'm just say it's hella risky when you leave it up to another man, to facilitate your relationship with God or your creator or whoever. Right. It's cool to listen, to look at these people. It's cool to, look at their speeches, be inspired by them. Okay. But don't leave it up to them solely to facilitate that relationship, because you will be disappointed every time by man. Every fucking time.
And I also think that it's crazy too, because the church seems to be like, and this is like a whole rabbit hole I don't want to go down under, but I must say it. It's something about the church in particular where we protect these leaders that continuously are known to do things. It's no secret that it's not even just Catholics about touching the little boys, but in, Pentecostal, Baptist, Christian, whatever you want to call it, there have been situations where, when it's the lockdown, right? There's the lockdown, some shit goes down. You be like, there's a reason why my son will never be in a lockdown overnight. And for those who don't know what a lockdown is, it's basically like a sleepover with the church kids and the deacons, or like youth ministry. So the drummers and, the choir directors and all those people, they all have a lock-in. And, you sleep over, you have a good time, whatever. I have been to one and I can't remember it. Honestly, I was so young. But, there were stories that happened in my churches. And it just sucks that these people were so protected, these leaders, whether it was a deacon, whether it was a pastor, whether it was a priest. And I just can't figure out why we tend to overlook certain things. Like,
That's just Black people,
Eddie Long.
period. That is so.
Yeah, it's gotta be.
That's just Black people,
white
period.
people too with the Catholic Church. White people overlook the preacher, the priest touching the boys. I mean, that's still going on. And I still can't figure out.
Just people, I got protect your own, I guess. I don't know what that shit's about. Because even like
what the fuck?
Stories of, rape and incest and shit, you have your predator in your own fucking family and they don't nobody even do shit about it.
That's true.
No, they just let it.
Listen, that's what I said. We can go down a whole rabbit hole of this, but it is something to be said about if I would say look internally. And if you are one of these people that are like, oh, I know you're not wearing that to church, but at the same time, you're listening and you constantly support a pastor who is, has multiple infidelity cases or whatever the rumors are, constantly, then maybe you shouldn't do an internal check of self and figure out what it is within you that allows yourself to continue to support people like this, because and yet you still judge others for far less. Because I've been a witness to that. Like, oh no, she did. She got 2 kids out of wedlock. But over here, there's a whole thing going down with the secretary and the organist. It's just a mess. And the pastor, like, I just don't understand.
I've never.
So
yeah.
It's a people issue for sure. But yeah, John Gray, get your shit together. I'm gonna need you to just go ahead and step on down from the pulpit. Just come on, exit stage left for a second. Just till you get yourself together and figure out what you want. Because you're messing up your family right now.
It's a hot mess.
Your slip is showing. And we are praying for you. Aventure.
Get your shit together for real. That's the one that needs to do something. I mean, why should John Gray do anything? I mean, what's shit for what? He's still gonna have his same life in a month, in a year. Y'all don't give this man no consequences. Why would he stop his fuck behavior? Why?
That's true.
He won't.
That's true.
So, Aventure, I hope you enjoy your public apologies, girl.
What's her name, Whitney?
Aventure.
No, the correct saying. I've been calling her Aventure, but
I was just like, this man is so embarrassing.
Girl, it's so embarrassing. I was like, oh my God, I did not just
ever. I'm sorry. I don't even want no damn public apology. Just don't speak my name.
Just don't even say nothing. Let this shit just go away.
You don't know me, sir. Okay, formerly known as. Call me that. Like, no, I'm done with you.
I can see you being like, they'll be like, Aventure? Who? Like,
who?
No. Sorry, not here. No.
No affiliation. I may switch religion. Shit. Like, no, leave me still. Okay? Like, Aventure is better than me.
And she really can get out, start a whole new life, and be happy. She truly can be happy with or without him.
You're not happy with him. You can't be unless you got a side piece.
You're happy with, I think in a lot of these situations, is you're happy with what once was. You're happy with what once was. And like people who are together for years and years and years, they feel complacent and they fall in this bucket of, history. Yeah. And I'm always saying, like, I know from experience, like, just because we have 8 years, that's all we got is 8 years, right? That's all we got, okay? Oh. Some Nina and Love Jones, she said, that's all we got is all these years. That's it. That's it. That's all we got. That's all we got.
Make. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck that.
So, and you damn sure, let me say this, you damn sure don't want to waste your good years.
Yeah, your good
years. Good years? Ooh, girl. Man, like.
But fucking around with me.
You supposed to be out here kicking it? Them good years?
But that's the problem.
But you still
these ladies think their good years are behind them, so they can't leave. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But y'all better build your self-esteem, okay? Because as long as you got breath in your body, those could be some good years, period.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
And happiness can make you look 100% better.
And younger.
And
Okay.
younger. Yep.
Wrinkle free,
Yep.
bitch.
Yep. So God bless
All
them.
right. Praying for them. All right. So
Next.
our next segment, what would you say? I'm sorry. Did I
I
talk
just
over
said
you?
next.
Next.
Next case. Like, we over it. So I don't want to see you back on my fucking podcast
You
forum.
go in the corner.
Gray, John.
We are tired of putting you on our page. Okay. It's at this point, it's making us look bad. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So Tamar Braxton. I just had to say the name. All right.
Yeah,
I just had to say the name.
This is a huge breaking story.
And I will actually let you lead this one. Lead us, the people on into this one, Whitney, because we talked about this as well. I think we ended on our last podcast talking about this.
We went in on the whole situation that happened. I think it was like a month or so ago, where Tamar was apparently she had a suicide attempt at the Ritz-Carlton hotel, and she was with her fiance David, and there was like a 911 call that had came out where David was crying and telling the 911 operator that, Tamar was basically a slave to her employer, and this is why she, is depressed. And it was odd. It was weird. And if y'all have not listened to our podcast where we talked about that, please go listen to it.
Please stop right now.
Just
this
stop
podcast. Just pause it and then go look. And then
because while the whole world was calling this man some type of hero, savior, we were saying he was suspect as hell whole time.
Yeah.
Something wasn't right. Okay. The whole, none of it was right. Okay. So fast forward to today, comes out that David has pressed a, what do you call it? A restraining order? He has taken out a restraining order against Tamar Braxton, alleging that she has domestically assaulted him. Now, this is just a month after the suicide attempt. After that, we have Tamar coming out saying that David tried to kill her. It's just a fucking mess. Okay. On top of all this, now, y'all, they were filming a reality show, their first reality show, them two together. It was supposed to air, I believe, like not even a week before the suicide attempt. Because of Tamar's suicide attempt, the network stopped the release of that show. Now, this is all looking very, very weird to me. The timeline, the disputes between them, everything. I don't know what's happening. It's just a mess.
Not to mention why it looks even more fishier. And I was telling Whitney earlier in our sidebar conversations that we had and we have off air, it almost feels like David, her ex-boyfriend, is trying to beat Tamar to the punch, right? So imagine an abuser or someone who, is just not good for you. You've put up with so much, and yet they still find a little bit of an opening to still make you look bad and still capitalize off of, any and everything that they feel like they can to continue to be a victim in the situation. Now, I understand we feel like we know Tamar as, a very blunt, outspoken, spoiled, person. However, though, like, I can't say that Tamar's the reputation has always been like she's an aggressor, like meaning like an abuser per se. Mm-mm. What we do know, and at least what Tamar has shared with us in previous interviews, is that she's been in abusive relationships. So not only with Vincent, her last ex-husband, but I think she was married before Vincent, or she was with somebody who also was aggressively abusive towards her. Mm-hmm. So before we start to like down her or figure out like, what's wrong with Tamar, psychologically, it's not uncommon for people to continue to, date some things that they're familiar with. And unfortunately, I feel like Tamar is really trying to get herself together and really trying to dig deep and figure out some things for herself. And unfortunately, by her continuing to choose people that may look like somebody from her past or may not. This guy could have came off, Prince Charming, as she basically made him seem like to the world. I was really happy for the girl. I was like,
Bro, I knew
yes.
something. I never, ever, ever felt good about him.
Yeah, like I'm just saying how she presented him to, you know,
he
her
seemed very
fans.
phony, like an actor. All
Yeah,
those speaking and everything was a metaphor and
I
everything
never could understand him
poetic
though.
and everything was like, nigga, what are you trying to say? You know what I'm saying? Like, if a man feels something, he's just gonna say it. You're doing the most with all the storytelling and even Tamar's apparent suicide note that she had released. She was speaking in nothing but metaphors, just like he speaks. You know what I'm saying? Tamar is a direct, no nonsense type of person.
No nonsense.
There's nothing to guess about. She's going to tell you who she's talking about, why she's talking about them, and say, so what at the end. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's Tamar. So this makes me believe, just how I thought before, that he had a lot of control over this. I don't think that she wrote that letter. I think he may have had control over this whole situation. It could have been a play. It could have been something that they had staged. I'm not saying it isn't staged. I'm just saying it could have been something where she felt like she needed to get out of the production and this was her only way to do it. It could have been so many things. I don't know. It just seems like now it's a control issue. It seems like he had more control over her. And then I think Tamar's friend hopped up in the shade room and commented. It was basically like David has been trying to take advantage of Tamar's wealth since they got together. And this is just, you know, the same shit. So who knows? He may be trying to sue her. You know, we don't know what.
Matter of fact, let me read off what I posted in our on our page. I reposted what the Hollywood Unlocked came through and posted, and this is via Tamar. So the headline where David allegedly, or he did file a restraining order allegedly saying that Tamar has been abusive. Well, this was Tamar's response in response to that, on top of, like Whitney said, one of her best friends or close friends coming out speaking on her defense. So this excerpt is from Tamar, and it says, he said he was going to kill me. We were on the way to treatment. He said we were going to end up in a murder-suicide. I only grabbed him after he grabbed me hard. That's his thumbprint. I never hit him. He hit me. I didn't do a police report because I wasn't trying to ruin his business. David just don't want to look bad on this TV show. He wants everyone to think I'm crazy. He's damn hungry. I don't know if he meant damn, but he's damn hungry and thirsty. Malika picked me up from treatment. She is a witness. He called the police after we left, and before I left, I tore the camera out of his 2013 Range Rover because I know how thirsty he is. All facts. He's a liar.
I'm mad she's still being petty during this dramatic situation.
2013. And here is an image of the thumbprint that David allegedly left on her body.
Was that an H? Am I looking at the letter H?
That's the logo for Hollywood Unlocked. But if you look at the bruise, that is a thumbprint. So he had to have pressed in on her skin.
Bro, that looks like a cigarette burn.
Substantially hard to leave that kind of mark. I bruise very easily.
Me
you can
too.
Pretty much touch me and I'm gonna bruise.
Ridiculous.
But for him to have like grabbed her and leave a mark such as this on her arm,
I don't even think that was a thumb. I mean,
she said it was his thumb.
Oh, okay. I'm sure.
But it could have been something else. But my point is,
this is a
in order for you to get what looks like a quarter size, dime size, nickel size, whatever you want to call it, indent. Those are all different sizes. Forgive me.
It's a substantial mark, people.
Thank you.
Okay, for those who are not watching us on YouTube, it's huge.
Thank you very much.
No, it's not funny, y'all. This is just crazy.
It's not funny. No,
but the fact Tamar wanted to drag him by having to say
2013 Range Rover, child, she had.
Tamar's undefeated, dog. I don't care. Like, that's the Tamar I know. She's not going to talk in metaphors and say there's the devil energy around me. No, she's going to say this bitch ass nigga with the 1995 Adidas on. That's what Tamar's going to say. This is sick. It's just David never got good vibes around him. But what's even more disturbing is that for him to be abusive, and I've seen him recently with Tamar's child by himself. Tamar was not there. He's like, oh, we're giving mommy some time and this, that, and the third. That is just so disturbing to me that, like, you really just don't know these, people you have your kids around. Like,
that's what I was going to bring up was the whole fact he just had taken her son Logan out for a day at the beach or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And with the caption that you just mentioned, and I'm not saying that men don't get abused and things like that, but if we really look at the details of the surrounding comments and just leading up to where we are now with this whole thing, things are not adding up, right? They're just not adding up. And you don't have to look too far for you to make your own conclusion of it. Tamar has a lot to lose. David doesn't, he has a lot to gain, unfortunately. And, based on his character, he doesn't give a damn how he feels like he should have it. And unfortunately, I hate that because I just hate it from all angles. I hate it from all angles. David never seemed quite right, and I could never put my finger on it. I was happy for Tamar. Don't get me wrong. If she was singing this man's praises and she was truly, truly, truly happy, kudos. But, you always hate to see someone who is always fighting for something, and they and what seems to be a slice of heaven turns out to be fucking the devil as well. So I pray for her. I pray for her son. And I hope that she's really, truly surrounded by those who truly love her and care about her. And I pray that she's getting all the help that she needs to make better decisions for not only herself, but her family. And, David, go to hell.
Oh, in your 2013 Range Rover. I cannot.
Respectfully, go to hell.
Okay. I was like, don't be trying to stunt, because first of all, Tamar probably been wanting to say something about that 2013 Range. Okay, she's been biting her tongue for years.
The thing that's fucked up, let me tell you what's fucked up, though. This is what's fucked up. Let me just say what's fucked up about this. We always preach to like these women who are celebrities and who are doing it, right? Like, you know what? Just date a regular guy. Just date the business guy. Like, you don't have to get the athlete. You don't have to, just get a business guy. But as soon as you get the business guy making $100,000 a year.
Apparently David has millions. They said David has millions.
But what I'm saying is just even if he made 100,000, which to us is like, that's cool. Like, you make it, like, that's not little money. Like, you're able to make some decisions, especially if you're responsible with your money and you have investments and stuff. But the first thing you willing to do when shit goes south is remind that nigga you in a 2013 Range Rover.
Petty as fuck. I cannot with Tamar.
Oh shit, I'm cracking up.
He sees me trying to hit you where it hurts. Okay?
Girl, that's where I identify with her really well.
She's like, oh, you thought this was a victim moment for me?
Oh, nigga, what you say? Remember, you couldn't read? You told me you couldn't read, right?
Stop it. I cannot. I will never get over that, girl. Ever.
Girl, don't try me. Tell me all your deepest, darkest secrets, because I can't wait for the day that
cross me. It's like, don't cross me. Period.
Don't cross me.
Period.
Don't cross me.
Don't cross me, dog.
So anyways, but yeah, praying for all of those that are involved, especially Tamar and her son.
Yeah, man. Where's Vincent?
I'm curious to know what Miss Evelyn has to say. She has been quiet, honey.
Girl, the whole family been quiet.
Everybody has been.
But Vincent B. Herbert is probably going to be ready to come and say he needs his kid or something.
Oh, yeah.
Girl, you already know. He don't want Tamar to be happy like that. Not without him.
No,
Not without
really,
him.
these days, these men don't want you to be. They can be moved on, and yet they still want you to, give me.
I can't.
Give me some water. Give me some water. Feed me. They just want that power over you.
Why is it like that?
It's like they piss on you and you're their territory. No matter, they could be fully happy and moved on, and yet they still want you to somehow feel for them. It's sick. And that is not even a sign. I wish I could say this is that sign. This is the male species. Okay.
Damn near all of them. Damn near.
Because a lot of us have the same goddamn stories, right?
Damn near, girl.
But anyway, so on to the next topic. What else has been going on? Is that pretty much covers the top headlines?
Ain't shit popping on these streets.
Not
really, y'all. Catching up on my shows.
P-Valley.
Yeah, someone's excited because I got them on P-Valley after they talked big shit about it. Yeah, P-Valley on Stars, y'all. Really good show. Whole season just dropped and finished. So, also Power Book 2 Ghosts caught that premiere last night.
How was it? I heard mixed reviews. Either people hated it or they loved it.
I'm pleasantly surprised. Honestly, I didn't think I would like the new characters as much as I do. For me, they make the whole show. The new family, the new characters. Shout out to God, I don't know his name, the real actor's name, but this actor is so good. He played Bobby Brown in the Bobby Brown story and stuff.
Oh yeah, he is a good actor.
Girl, he showed out. He showed out. He about to bring the heat. He's giving me Tommy Ghost vibes. Like he's not playing no games on that show. So him, Mary J. Blige, them to me are really bringing the spice. Tasha, Tariq, I can't stand y'all. I hate y'all. Tasha, you're so fucking annoying. I'm really pissed off. Like, I just couldn't think it could get any worse. Like, how people were already kind of pissed at Tariq and Tasha, by the first Power series or whatever. This second one in the first episode, I hate them both. Tasha more than Tariq, but still, I can't stand neither one of them. Okay.
Tasha more than Tariq?
Yes. Tasha's just an idiot at this point. And I used to vouch for Tasha. I
was like Tasha. Whitney, because I couldn't stand Tasha. I was ready to Ben throw her to the
girl. I don't know what they did to her character, okay? But the setup they have going on here, genius. I don't really, 50 Cent is a genius. I gotta give it to him. His whatever he has going on here with the multiple storylines, they're going to run into each other. This is going to set up the storyline with not Ghost, Tommy for sure. So now, because of what has transpired in this new series, Power Book 2, I definitely want to see Tommy's spinoff that is probably going to be coming soon.
I heard about that too. Yeah.
So pretty good. I was pleasantly surprised. I ain't got nothing else to watch really, so I'll be watching that. Big Brother. I still watch Big Brother, girl.
Is that still on?
It's still on.
If I hear Big Brother, the only person I think of, I don't think to watch it. I don't think to be entertained by it. I just think of Whitney. Big Brother equals Whitney. That's all I ever think about.
Girl, that's it. My mom's show. They're having a whole racial revolution on there right now. So pretty intense. What other shows am I watching? Still waiting for The Chi to come on. Hopefully soon. And I think that's it. Oh no, The Chi's over. The Chi was good. It was okay. The season finale sucked, but that's whatever. I don't know if that's gonna come back on. But Snowfall, that's what we're all waiting for.
We're all waiting for Snowfall. Yeah. Yeah, you got me on that show too.
Girl, Snowfall's so damn good. That's my number one.
Such a good show.
Yeah, my number one.
It'll be interesting to see how the next season is without John Singleton too.
Very interesting. And they've already filmed more than majority of it, apparently, to the actors. They were just like,
good.
COVID has held up a few things, but I think I'm thinking like January.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, before we head out, I know, gotta say rest in peace to Chadwick Boseman.
Oh, yes.
Wakanda forever.
Wakanda forever, man. That's so, ooh, it just hurt my soul to see that.
I was actually in LA when I found this news out. Obviously, you were in LA because you live in LA, but apparently he died in LA. He lived in LA. All that LA. But I mean, it just it hit harder. You know, I think it hit hard all over. But I just was like, and the crazy thing about his death was we all saw him getting like weaker and weaker, meaning like sicker and sicker. He was losing weight. We didn't know why.
Yeah.
People had their
I knew he was sick when I saw that.
well,
'Cause I
people
saw
had
people
their own
talking shit. I was
thoughts.
like, ooh,
I mean, it was so unfortunate because I heard
I
people
could
saying he had
tell.
AIDS. I heard people saying, you know, he was losing weight for a role. There was people that were just, everybody had their own synopsis.
You could see it in his eyes and how he was talking. It was like he was so weak. Like,
but it was crazy because even as small as he was getting, I never thought he was sick. And I can't say that I thought he was getting ready for a role either. I just thought of him as someone who, no, he's not gonna die. Like,
I didn't think he was going to die, but I definitely thought he was sick. Like, that was my first thought. I was like, no, like, I just thought he was sick. But then when nobody really mentioned that in the comments, I was like, oh, maybe he's not sick,
right.
you know? But that was my first thought because he looks almost like Slick Woods, who had been battling cancer for a while now too. I think she's doing pretty well, thank God. But it's just like that. It's not even just like how thin you are. It's like a frail spirit almost. Like you feel, like you see how weak someone is.
Kind of gaunt. It's like you're gauntly. Like, you know.
It's like it's just a struggle just to speak, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So sad. That man was so strong. He looked, first of all, let me just say, I had no idea he was 42 years old. I thought that man was like 30 years old.
Me too.
29. Shit. I had no clue. He looked great.
He did.
He recently married his long-term girlfriend. I think they got married just like a few short weeks before he died or something like that. So
they did.
That is romantically, tragically beautiful, and God blessed her and, you know, the whole family.
Yeah. Marlon and I, my husband and I, we watched 21 Bridges last night. Great movie. I want to say I saw it in the theaters, but I can't remember. But I want to say when I was watching it, I was like, I've seen this because I knew how the ending was going to end, and I just can't remember who I saw it with. But it was so good. 21 Bridges. So if you haven't seen it, it's one of his latest movies that came out this year.
Okay.
Very, very good movie. It's on Amazon. It's free if you have Prime.
I wanted to see that Jackie Robinson movie 42.
I did too. I want to see that one, and I want to see the James Brown one. I hadn't seen. He's just, and when I was watching him last night, I was just like, God, he had so much. Like, he reminded me of like a younger Denzel.
Yeah. He was at his peak, but you know what? He's a true inspiration to, like, he really just blew up in the last 2-3 years, like, you know, really blew up to like superstar status. So he was in his late 30s, early 40s.
He had so much more work to do.
Blowing up. He had a lot of work to do, but thank God he made it to that level where the whole world knew him before he left. You know what I'm saying? He really left his mark. That's amazing. That's all we could hope to do before we leave here.
Exactly. And Lupita, about to read her quote, because I just thought it was so powerful. Let's see. It says because I've been waiting on her to come out and say something, if I'm honest. But she said, actually, this was what his wife had said, I guess, at the funeral. But Lupita just found it so profound, and I also did too. It says, take your time, but don't waste your time. Right? So, like, take your time, but don't waste it. So basically, be intentional with how I interpret it was, you know, truly it spoke about Chadwick. I mean, is that his name? Chadwick Boseman? Oh, shit. Lord Jesus, it's late. Is this his name? Chadwick Boseman, right? Okay. Lord Jesus. Be intentional with every moment. Be intentional with every moment that you are given on earth, period. Be aware of time, be present with your time, do as much as you can with your time.
Mm-hmm.
Take your time, just don't waste it, and I think that just really kind of sums up everything about Bozeman, was that, to your point, Whitney, he kind of peaked. He was at his peak. He did a lot of things. And it wasn't even, I think, the amount of things as much as the quality of things that he did that impacted everyone.
Yeah.
So in the short amount of time that he had to do it in. And that's another thing that was crazy, was like when he died, it was like, he had been battling with colon cancer for 4 years. And it was like, all these movies came out within the 4 years. What do you, like, you mean to tell me this bro was suffering like with this news while he was smashing all these shows, interviews, movies, appearances. I saw him doing appearances with people in the hospital with cancer, and here he is battling cancer. Like,
Yeah.
oh, it just breaks my heart. It breaks my heart. But God rest his soul. I'm glad we got a chance to know him. I'm glad we got a chance to really honor his work and to know what his work did for the culture and for everyone else beyond that. And it'll be here for the test of time.
Yeah.
It'll be here for the test of time. And the thing I also hate is that, you don't get too many actors like that. There's a lot of great actors in this world, but there are some people that are just special. There's some people that are just special, and he was one of them.
Yeah. Actor or not, he was just a good dude. Like, I can just tell he was a really good guy. I haven't seen all his work, what he did play in, I loved him in, but every time he spoke, I believed him. And that's rare in this business. So, besides the talent, he was just a good guy. Like, he seemed genuine. He seemed really cool, genuine, and forthcoming and intelligent. And it goes to show, like, he went to work every day, dealt with his coworkers, his colleagues, everything, and nobody knew. You know what I'm saying? He only shared it with a few close people. So it's like, when you go about your day-to-day life, treat people right, dog. Just be good to people. Like, you don't know what people are going through. Treat people how you want to be treated. Honestly, the world's so fucked up now. I know no one gives a fuck about no one but themselves usually, but shit like this, where like the world stops because we lose somebody who somebody thought we'd never lose, it's like you use those moments to kind of like reflect and be like, well, damn, what if somebody I know was him? You know what I'm saying? Or what if I'm like, I don't know. It's just like, treat people better. I feel like be more appreciative of the people in your life, because you just don't know.
And also, to your point, let's assume people have shit going on. Like, why is it that we have to care when we know what's going on? Like, give people grace, because at the end of the day, you don't know what X person's got going on, and it's this notion that we, once I find out someone has cancer, oh my God, I didn't know. Oh my God, I feel so bad. And instead of giving people just grace, because I know why I have such a good experience when I go to the Ritz-Carlton or Chick-fil-A or anything, they don't give a damn who I am. They don't give a damn what I've gone through. It's not like they're asking me what's going on. They just provide really great service. And I think if we take that internally into our relationships, and we just are more empathetic to what people are going through and almost assume people are going through something, not something death-threatening or life-threatening or something like that, but just giving people grace, because at the end of the day, we don't
fucking people. Like, I'm saying,
we don't know what people are going through. We don't know what people are going through. And I feel like there's this sense of entitlement for us as humans to be like,
don't be a fucking asshole. Like,
don't be an asshole. Exactly. Don't be an asshole.
Treat people how you want to be treated. That's it. And that's fucking all. Like,
treat people how they want to be treated.
Because if you walk around not giving a fuck about yourself, how much are you really going to care about the next bitch?
Exactly.
You're not. So treat people how you want to be treated, because if you pandering to motherfuckers just to make them happy, but you really don't give a damn about yourself, you're going to be out here one of these snake in the grass bitches who do some grimy shit on the low because you were faking everything the whole time. Like, care about yourself and care about other people. Like, I agree with everything you're saying.
And I also want to say that it's very commendable that everybody in his team, that this did not leak out.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That shows loyalty. I don't even know what to call that. Yeah. But that was beyond anything that I've seen, witnessed in my 33 years on life, where, you know, someone as big as him, that's his illness had never leaked from nobody. Yeah. Even as we were literally watching him dwindle before our eyes and had our own judgments against it, nobody leaked that information. I mean, the closest people that worked with him were like, oh my God, like, they didn't know.
Right.
So,
God bless them.
Rest in peace.
Yeah.
Wakanda forever.
Yep. That's it tonight, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in with us. Make sure you follow us. We have some good things coming, some surprises coming on the way. Melanin Me Podcast on Instagram.
I'm excited. Keep checking for us. I know we took a break. I don't even know what to call that, but just give us grace. You know, all
we
of our
call
fans.
It normal, actually.
Yeah, and also shout out, we're over 30,000 followers right now. So shout out to all of you all that continue to rock with us.
Thank you so much.
That speaks volumes as to who we are and what we're doing and what our message is about.
How do we even get there? I don't even know how we got to 30K. It's ridiculous.
Girl,
just put on
there's going to be an e-manual coming out on
there's going to be a lot of shit coming out, y'all. Stay tuned, okay?
Yeah, stay tuned if you want to grow your following. Exactly. We have all good things coming soon. Another giveaway will be announced. If you've rocked with us, you know we've done a few different giveaways. Last giveaway, I think we gave away $100, didn't we? To two people. Yeah, so
that was fun. You're following us, y'all. Don't miss
that
out.
Was really fun. Yeah,
definitely.
And also make sure you advertise. Continue to advertise with us. We constantly giving out different specials all the time. So inbox us if you have a business or you know you want to get in front of a nice following. We will we'll take care of you. So support Black-owned businesses, small businesses especially. And thank you for continuing to rock with us. So,
until next time.
Until next time. Bye, y'all.
Bye.